Hi, we're going to cover multiplication using the grid method. We have 4 digits multiplied by 1 digit, and we've got one example and then 2 practice questions. Or even if you're ready, you can try the example here, pause the video, have an answer. So we've 7 multiplied by 2,341. And what we tend to do is we'll draw a little grid, and the number of boxes you need will depend on how many digits you're multiplying by. Put the little multiplication symbol in the top left. Seven ones. We have nothing else to break this up. No tens, no hundreds, no thousands. Now 2,341, I'll just come out of the box here. 2,341. When we break that up, we've got 2,000, we've got 300, we've got 4 tens, which is 40, and we have 1 unit. We're going to break it up like that and put those in the spaces available here so we can then multiply. 2,000, 300, 4 tens, which is 40, and 1 unit. And from there, we're going to multiply these out. We're going to multiply the 7 times the 2,000 and then repeat for the others. Now, if you're struggling with 7 times 2,000, go back to your multiples of thousands when you're multiplying. You can pretend the zeros aren't there for a moment. Multiply 7 times 2, which is 14. And then you go back and you count up all the zeros that are there, 1, 2, 3, and add them back in. And we tend to put a little comma to separate after 3 digits. So between the hundreds and the thousands, a little comma to help us read it somewhat better. Then you multiply 7 times the 300. So when you're multiplying multiples of hundreds, you can pretend the zeros aren't there. 7 times 3 is 21. And you have 2 zeros. Add those back in. And again, between the hundreds and the thousands, you can put a little comma. Multiples of tens, you can pretend the zero is not there. 7 times 4. 7 times 4 is 28. We had 1 zero that we kind of ignored for a second. We've got to bring it back in. 7 times 4 is 28, but it's 4 tens, which is 40. So we've got to bring that zero back in. So kind of hide the zeros, bring the zeros back in, if that makes it easier for you. Then 7 times 1 is 7. So now you've multiplied those out. But we have to add these numbers together to find our product. So at the side of your rough work, write out the numbers, take your time, make sure you get them correctly. And make sure you line them up into the ones, the tens, and the hundreds. You got 280 to add, and you have 7. And we use column addition in this example. 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 7 is 7. 0 plus 0 plus 8 is 8. 0 plus 1 plus 2 is 3. Little comma between the hundreds and the thousands. 4 plus 2 is 6. And 1 adding nothing else. So you have 16,387 is your answer when you multiply 7 times 2,341. You can pause the video, practice for question 1 and 2, and try your best. Press play when you're ready to go. So I've imagined you have paused, practice, you're pressing play now so you can see the answers. I'll put the 3 in here. I'm going to break up or partition the 3,531 into 3,500, 3 tens, which is 30, and 1 unit, 1. Multiply 3 by 3,000. Well, 3 by 3 is 9. And then I've got 1, 2, 3 zeros I need to bring back in. 3 times 500, or 3 times 5 is 15. Then I've got the 2 zeros that I ignored. I'm going to bring those back. I've got 1,500. I'll put a little comma between the hundreds and the thousands, please. 3 times 30. Well, if I can't multiply 3 times 30, I can multiply 3 by 3 is 9. I hid the 0. I ignored it. Now I'm bringing it back. 1 0 here, I'll bring it back in. 3 times 1 is 3. So I've multiplied them out. Now I have to add. So again, in your rough work, make sure you copy them correctly and line them up correctly. You've got 90. You've got 3 in the ones place. Make sure it looks like a 3. 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 3 is 3. 0 plus 0 plus 9. 0 plus 5. little comma. 9 plus 1 is 10. 0 here, this is really carrying the 1 over, or regrouping. Nothing else to add, so you've got 10,593. So well done if you give that a go. Now question 2. 5 times 1,257. Get the little multiplication, the 5 here. Break up the 1,257 into 1,000, 2 hundreds, 5 tens, which is 50, 7 ones. 5 multiplied by 1,000. Well, 5 multiplied by 1 is 5. And then I have 1, 2, 3 zeros to add. 5 multiplied by 2 is 10. I ignored the 2 zeros. I've got to bring them back in now. It's 1,000. And I'll put a little comma between the hundreds and the thousands. 5 times 50. Well, 5 times 5 is 25. I multiplied 5 by 5, but it's really 50. I ignored the 0. I'm going to bring it back. So we add it back in, 250. 5 times 50 is 250. 5 times 7 is 35. So I've multiplied everything that needs to be multiplied. I now need to add them. Copy the numbers 5,000, 1,000. Forgot the little comma. 250. Try and line them up as best as you can. 35. Okay, 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 5. 0 plus 0 plus 5 plus 3 is 8. 0 plus 0 plus 2 is 2. A little comma between the hundreds and the thousands. 5 plus 1 is 6. That's 6,285. So make up some questions of your own and see if you can solve them. Okay, good luck.